Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the season finale of Long Winter TV, episode 4. My name is Vish Khanna, and I'll be your host today. Thanks for joining us. I have a couple of things I need to tell you. First of all, if you have any questions for me or any of the people I'll be speaking with throughout the evening, you can pose your questions on the YouTube live chat, and they will be conveyed to me in an orderly fashion. We have many amazing artists who are going to be joining us today with interesting pieces. And without further ado, I'm happy to introduce the first array of artists. Please enjoy our first chunk of content. That's what we call it in the business, a content chunk. This one features Malad Jaju and Marina Fa and the band representing Umanota. Please enjoy it now on Long Winter TV. Thanks for being here.
Nove Rosas. Rosa Juliana, teu cabelo cheira a jasmim, essa flor de querubim, todo beija-flor quer beijar, essa cor de cabelo, a percata arrastar, e no centro do terreiro, olha a chuva vai chegar, pingo grosso, chuva forte, Juliana segue a cantar. Ô cirandeiro, ô cirandar, leve a brisa, pisa forte, que é pro boi não me pegar. Ô cirandeiro, ô cirandar, leve a brisa, pisa forte, que é pro boi não me pegar. Rosa Juliana, teu cabelo cheira a jasmim, essa cor de querubim, todo beija-flor quer beijar, essa flor no cabelo, a percata arrastar, e no centro do terreiro, olha a chuva vai chegar, pingo grosso, chuva forte, Juliana chega a cantar. Ô cirandeiro, ô cirandar, leve a brisa, pisa forte, que é pro boi não me buscar. Ô cirandeiro, ô cirandar, leve a brisa, pisa forte, que é pro boi não me pegar. The song talks about my childhood in this little town when I grew up, called Conceição do Caeté. And I made this song especially for my mom. Rota de infância. Bora, vamos embora! Passando pela estrada de Ipueirinha, eu vi um sabiá cantarolar. Eu vi mandacaru engaixado na cerca, eu vi menino novo brincar no curral. Catinga do Nordeste é pau de doido, só mora no ar pra saber o que dá. Tem vez que nem feijão, mel de abelha, arapuá. Tem vez que nem feijão, mel de abelha, arapuá. Mas não tem luar igual do sertão, isso não tem não, isso não tem não. Mas não tem luar igual do sertão, isso não tem não, isso não tem não. Sacué canta tofaco na beira do tanque, chiquitaia faz o ninho pra se proteger. Tem vez que somente só vive o sertão e nada de chover. Tem vez que somente só vive o sertão e nada de chover. Mas não tem luar igual do sertão, isso não tem não, isso não tem não. Mas não tem luar igual do sertão, isso não tem não, isso não tem não. Passando pela estrada de Ipueirinha, eu vi um sabiá cantarolar. Eu vi mandacaru engaixado na cerca, eu vi menino novo brincar no curral. Catinga do Nordeste é pau de doido, só mora no ar pra saber o que dá. Tem vez que nem feijão, mel de abelha, arapuá. Tem vez que nem feijão, mel de abelha, arapuá. Mas não tem luar igual do sertão. Isso não tem não, isso não tem não. Mas não tem luar igual do sertão. Isso não tem não, isso não tem não. Bora fazer então. Olha a flor da laranjeira, falou Bahia.
Good evening. Welcome back to Long Winter TV. Not that you went anywhere. You were obviously captivated by our first segment there. I hope you enjoyed it. My name's Vish. I'm your host this evening. Just a reminder that if you're following along on our YouTube stream, you can pose questions for me and my guests. And I have some questions for my first guest who's going to tell us all about what we just experienced together. Please say hello to Kristen Gelfand. Hi, Kristen. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you
It's-
for having me here tonight. Nice to meet you. on
Nice to
Zoom.
meet you. Nice to meet you. Have we ever met in person before? Is escaping me. I'm a little disoriented, as you can tell. Lots going on my head and my
Maybe
face.
we might have, but I might not recognize you now that you've got the pandemic growth.
Yes, it's true. That's what I call it, the pandemic growth. Thank you for identifying it. No, Kristen, thank you for being here. What can you tell us, first of all, about you? Where in the world are you? Are you somewhere in Toronto, I'm guessing?
Yes, I'm here in Toronto or Toronto. Also, I guess the headquarters of Long Winter. Typically, it's actually such a silver lining of the pandemic that we're in these endeavors that normally stay pretty local to certain neighborhoods of Toronto, that we're able to be broadcasting all over the world. And yeah, but I'm here in Toronto, and I'm with Umanota Culture, which is a small music presenter. We've been around for about 14 years or so. Started out just like as a kind of like a Brazilian club night, usually with a band, a DJ, live drumming. And we've grown over the years to, we present international acts and do a lot of work with local artists, and not exclusively Brazilian, but we definitely have an affinity for Brazilian artists here in Toronto, which is my segue into talking about the two artists that we brought to Long Winter tonight. Jerusa Leão, the amazing guitar player. She's a multi-instrumentalist. She plays percussion, doubles in accordion. I mean, kind of anything she picks up, she can do. And she composed those songs that she played tonight. And we joined that with some animation by another incredible Brazilian woman artist, Marina Fá. She's, again, on the multi-arts tip. She works in ceramics, animation. She's an amazing tattoo artist. Definitely check out her Instagram. Yeah.
Wow, that's great. So you obviously you're engaged in the arts from a multifaceted perspective. That's really fascinating. Is that really your mandate, to cover as many aspects of the arts as you possibly can?
Well, we're usually we're definitely music focused, but I think this last year has taught us that like the medium of music as a presenter, it needs to bring in other elements because there's only so much like I think attention span for just watching straight up you know, live Facebook Live or whatever kind of concerts. So we're definitely trying to include those visual elements more. And typically like our in-person events would have like installations of some kind, but it's been cool to work with like the necessity of video kind of brings out a different side of things.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It obviously gives, I think you're talking about sort of, I don't know, virtual fatigue, virtual content fatigue. You got to mix it up, create these little variety shows on some level, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly what Long Winter's doing, which has been so cool.
Yeah. So how would you characterize how Umanota is received in Toronto and by your community? Do you feel like people understand what it is and are interested in it? Or do you feel like there's some work that you need to do to kind of explain it to people and generate more interest?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of a bit of both. I mean, we have definitely you know, a loyal kind of fan base who have been following us for many years. And sometimes if we present an artist, like even if people haven't heard of the artist, they kind of know the history and the genres that we typically present. So they might take a risk and watch something or come to a concert, even though they may have not heard of that artist before.
Yeah.
And also we've been really lucky in the past few years, pre-pandemic, we were able to bring some pretty incredible, like international headlining artists to Toronto from Brazil. And I think that really kind of solidified our position like in the Brazilian community here, because they see the work that we're doing to bring, you know, people who otherwise might not have gotten a booking in Toronto when they're on North American tours.
Yeah.
So, okay. And we're really lucky. We work a lot with Lula Music and Arts, which is the not-for-profit that programs Lula Lounge. So we've been able to present some amazing shows there, like a band called Linicurios Caramelos, another artist, Luigi Luna. And that was like in kind of the height of both their respective popularity, I would say. Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay, it's going well. I mean, I know that, you know, connection to your audience, in particular kinds of music, in fact, really rely on the energy from the audience coming back at you. So I imagine there might be some challenges for all artists, but have you noticed that? Have you talked to artists being like,
well, yeah, no, big time. And I mean, a lot of what we do, especially like the types of music that we typically present, they're very much like that, like ecstatic party, like very high vibration kind of moments. And there's no way that you can really replicate that through the internet.
Yeah, no,
and especially we've talked to some artists that we programmed for our festival back in November, which is called Mixo Festival. And while they were like really excited to have the opportunity to do like a beautiful live recording, that was definitely what they said is how much they miss the interaction with the audience and just like that energy exchange and the feeling of the, you know, I guess almost like a high, for lack of a better term, of performance.
I think high is the right term. People like to feel high.
And it goes both ways. Right? It's not just it's the audience who feels it as well as the artist.
Yeah, everybody gets high. That's the message we really want to convey right now, is that everybody gets high. No, I appreciate that. So you're doing this event tonight. What's next for you and your organization?
Well, we're in the middle of a month-long series of weekly presentations. So we're like exactly in the midpoint, 2 down, 2 to go. It's called Wednesday Night Special. And it was something that we kind of put together to, you know, for one thing, just to like make some cool videos and give something to our audience. And also we're trying to like raise a bit of awareness, I guess, for local restaurants.
Right.
So we're kind of trying to frame it as like, watch this amazing show, get yourself takeout on Wednesday.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people trying to do that. Yeah, combining
I mean,
both.
it makes it kind of a special night, and music and food do really go well together.
Yeah.
And I know there's a lot of people who are still in good financial position who are very willing to support the arts and support restaurants. So we're trying to push that message. We have coming up this Wednesday an amazing artist from Toronto. His name is Ahmed Monica. He's from Baghdad, and he's a percussionist and singer. He came to Canada actually as a refugee about 6 years ago, and the rest of his family just joined him last summer. They finally, the rest of his family made it to Canada, and his sister is also a singer, and she'll be joining him on stage. And will be their first time sharing the stage together because she's just 17 or 18, I believe. And so when he left, she was very young, and they hadn't really performed together. And she kind of had a career there. She in Iraq after he left. And so that's going to be really exciting. And it's all free, similar to this. We'll be on YouTube. We'll be on our Facebook.
Nice. Now, okay, that sounds great. You sound very busy, which is heartening.
And if I have time for one more, the artist that we just watched, Jerusalem Leão, she is a band leader of a band called Maria and the Band, so she was kind of here representing that. But we did this recording a couple weeks ago. We didn't want to risk having too many people in person together, like while Toronto was still in like the stay-at-home orders. So low. But that band will be performing for our Wednesday night on March 31st.
Okay.
And those are all filmed from the Paradise Theatre for people who know Toronto. It's like a beautiful, brand new renovated theater at Bloor, near Bloor and Dufferin.
Oh, I'm not, I didn't get a chance to visit it before I left. That sounds cool. Okay.
Well, I think it opened in February. So, yeah.
Bad timing for a theater opening.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Well, if people want to learn more about Umanota and you, maybe if they need to be in touch for some reason, where would you like to direct them?
Well, of course, very easy on Instagram or Facebook. We're Umanota Culture on all places. And we're also at www.umanota.ca. Okay, perfect. That's great. Kristen, thank you so much for this. Thank you for joining us and for your help in programming Long Winter for tonight. It really means a lot. Thank you. It was really nice. It was nice to talk to you. Nice. Well, we'll be back with more with some of our guests on Long Winter TV. But right now, very excited to throw to our next bit of programming, this featuring Laura Barrett. And I believe first up, Maylee Todd. Enjoy Maylee Todd and Laura Barrett on Long Winter TV. Bye, Kristen. Bye. Thank you.
What are your dreams? What are your daydreams? What are your night dreams? Do you have dreams, goals, and wishes you fantasize about? Are they limited? Are they realistic? Are they within your grasp? Are you thinking about your short-term dreams? Are you thinking about your long-term dreams? In your night dreams, are you dreaming about your daydreams? In your daydreams, are you dreaming about your night dreams? What are your dreams?
Hello, my name's Vish, and somebody in the chat, I believe it was Nico, suggested that I should wear my hair up. So I'm wearing my hair up, and I don't like it. My neck, the back of my neck is all cold. I'm not a fan, but I'm doing it anyway. In that last set, you saw a piece by Maylee Todd that was kind of reminiscent of the old black and white video. I don't know if you remember that, where everyone turned into an animal. Wait, that's a different video. Anyway, it was really magical. I enjoyed it. Love Maylee Todd. And also in that set, a piece by Laura Barrett, who joins me now on the internet. Laura, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Excellent.
Hear you. It's nice to have you, Laura. How are you doing?
Not too bad. I mean, it's the first day of spring and I got to spend a lot of time out in the sun. How about you?
Oh, I'm okay. It's a little chillier here in Edmonton. It took a turn. Yesterday was so warm and mild, and now it's cold again, but everything's pretty good. My neck's a little cold. I don't know if you heard my earlier comments.
Let your hair down if you want. I mean, I'm wearing mine up personally. I got some advice behind the scenes to wear it up.
Yeah, I'm doing this for you. It's not quite commiserating, but it's reciprocity. I don't know what it is. I'm just I'm conforming. It's conformity.
Thank you for conforming to my style guide, Vish.
That was a remarkable thing we just saw, and it looked like you got Steven Spielberg's people to make it or something. What did we just see? What was it called, and what was that?
Yeah, let's debrief here. It was called Museum Tour Guide, and it was animated by Jared Sales, who is in the chat. And it is a wondrous thing that I had something to do with in terms of the architecture of the song and the sound and the vibe. And then a lot of people helped me make it something really big and really wild and wacky. I mean, I kind of want to know what you thought of it before you ask me any questions. I want to hear your thoughts.
Well, I mean, first of all, I as you know, I've been following your career, if you will, for some time, and I never thought I would see you that way. Animated, moving around, robotic. I mean, the robotic part sort of makes sense. I could have seen that. Maybe if someone had said 10, 15 years ago, if you imagine Laura seems, kind of mechanical, I would say, yes, I could say animatronic Laura, but the rest of it, there's one point where you're like a snake or something.
Yeah, I'm a two-headed snake above a fire pit. I mean, the visuals they're really all from Jared's brain. We talked about what we visualized together was a world where people go through the ages, because the lyrics talk about Etruscan tombs. We envisioned this kind of development of humanity as going through all the ages, the metal ages, and then getting to a point where we're using our phones, we're dependent on technology, and then kind of not de-evolving, but we branch off or we hit a point with technology. And I wrote this song before the pandemic, so it's not about a lockdown in that way, although I think Jared brought in some really beautiful things that do connect to the lockdown. But initially it was a song that was supposed to reflect my own dependence on technology and on my phone, and the song is directed toward me. I'm a millennial. If my hair was down, you would see the side part. I am an elder.
There's all these signifiers that I try to follow it all on social media with the side parts and the whatever. That's a thing?
I think it's a thing. I pay attention this much, so okay. I think it's a thing.
Now, before the pandemic, a lot of us were suggesting that technology was killing us. Then the pandemic happened, and we thought technology is kind of saving us. But now we're back around, a year later, that technology is both saving us and killing us. Do you have any profound perception of technology since we endured a pandemic virtually, mostly? Like most of us, a lot of us have been living lives virtually. What's your opinion on technology at this point?
My opinion on technology at this point is that I use it every day. It's a part of my job. I spend most of my days teaching kids using my computer. And so there are some really amazing parts about that. It's what we've got right now, and we're making it work. With some things, I think it's wonderful and revolutionary. I mean, I don't have to photocopy 1,000 pages. Every kid gets a copy of every activity. Everyone gets to do their own thing. Nobody's taking their school supplies.
Wait a minute, what grade are you teaching?
K to 8.
Because that closet has a printer in it.
Yeah.
I'm a dad, so I have a printer.
Yeah.
And the teacher will send my daughter's work to us, and we have to print it. And it takes so much paper and ink that I have to go to the Costco,
Okay.
buy like a bulk
Yeah.
ink. And it's like you don't just with everything with the Costco, you get like 50 of them. So I have all this ink back there, and I'm not complaining necessarily. Everyone's doing their best, but we print like 40 pages a day, or something.
Okay. Okay.
She's in grade 1. She can't even read. That's a lot of ink and paper for someone who can't quite read. You know what I'm saying?
The thing is, pencil and paper work is really, really important in the younger grades. But also, what that is a symptom of is the fact that public education. I could get into this, but we don't have enough time. Public education is what is responsible for making sure everyone has notebooks and paper. And when we download it to the parents and the family members who don't have a printer or don't have, so that's the flip side. What I was going to say after the other part about how great technology is and I can make eye contact with every student simultaneously, that's wild. I'm basically an interactive edutainment machine that they all get special attention from, and puppets go over really well when you're teaching online because nobody can anyway. But the flip side is the equity issues where there are kids who don't have access to that tech. They don't have paper. They don't have markers at home, and I don't want them necessarily to be doing it all online because then they're staring at a screen, building up a different set of skills. So that's my opinion on technology in this current era. It's helping us do a lot of things, and in terms of accessibility, it's making things like this show, where it might have been in a venue that wasn't physically accessible or in a city people didn't live in. We're in this in-between place right now. I think it's really fascinating.
Yeah, like as you might recall, you were on what was supposed to be the final episode of my Long Winter talk show, Long Night, in December, I think it was, of 2019. And then I did the January one virtually. And then I came back, I flew home for the February one, and then everything went away. And here we are a year later, and I can be a part of this, which for better or for worse, we can tell by the YouTube comments.
I think people like
worse, but
want you to stay.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just imposing myself, but but this is, you're right. It's great. It's me notwithstanding. It's great that people from around the world can engage with Long Winter. So I think that's a plus. I think we're getting a question, actually. I have a question for you that came in off of the YouTube.
Okay.
It says it's from Ada Vale Q for Laura. At what point in writing the song did the museum tour guide appear to you? It's such a dark and silly conceit, and that makes it so powerful.
I think I need clarification there, as in... the character, or
I think they mean the character specifically, like the idea of having a museum tour guide in the song. When did that occur to you that would be an interesting character to have?
Okay, so now I have to explain that song is one of 10 songs that I wrote in a flurry of songwriting on a single day, where I was aiming to write 20 songs that day, and I wrote 10, which is not
quite remarkable.
And so the song titles were all suggested by friends, except for one. And Museum Tour Guide Murder of Crows was a suggestion from Matt Collins of Ninja High School. Mm-hmm. And I misinterpreted. I thought it was 2 song title suggestions. I didn't realize it was Museum Tour Guide, Murder of Crows. So I just took Museum Tour Guide and I went with it. And it was the second song I wrote that day. And what it gave me a feeling and it gave me a character almost right away as I tumbled through the songwriting. So to answer Ada Vale's question, the character was there, and then I built the song around them and who they might be and the kind of, I guess, bitterness they had toward the guests of the museum and how ignorant of their history they were. So, yeah.
That's great. Thank you for answering that question. We're running out of time, Laura, so I want to ask you to tell us where we can learn more about you and also what's next. You recently released a record called Who is the Baker, which marked your first dispatch, I guess, musical dispatch in like 11 years or something like that. So we're really happy you're back. That came out in 2019, right?
Yeah, it did.
So what's next for you? And beyond that, where can people learn more about your comings and goings, if you will?
Yes. Well, I have a next project that I'm really excited about, and I'm going to knock on some wood and cross some fingers that, that it still happens, but I think so. So coming to everyone's screens or their holo boxes, their holographic theater setups that you can order, is a bunch of performances as part of the Women from Space Festival. And I'll be collaborating in an improvised soundscape and dance piece with, Slow Pitch Sound, or Chell Patterson, and Mari Gregg, a dancer. And the three of us are going to craft an improvised soundscape landscape, and that'll be coming to people's screens April 9th to 11th. So stay tuned for that. And if you forget any of that, then you can go to laurabarrett.net, or my Instagram is Laura Barrett Music, and my Twitter is Laura Barrett Go. My Facebook is Laura Barrett Music. So got a lot of different suffixes there, but
okay. Wow, that was great. Great. Well, this was great, Laura. Oh, sorry, we're getting a few more questions come in. From Dana Snell, your friend and mine, Dana Snell. You played in a band with Dana for some years, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Vish, did you get multiple bands? Is that what you said?
The Adorables and Sheezer, and then a bit of Hidden Cameras.
There you go. Thanks for the clarity on that. Vish, did you manifest the pandemic? Well, I don't want to, this is maybe not the forum to confirm or deny anything, but I will say, before I left Ontario, people were like, aren't you going to miss the concerts, the restaurants, hang out with your friends? And I said, not as much as you think.
I don't know what I'm doing one of these.
I was trying to do a whisper, but anyway. Then we have Maria Buish. Show us the printer. What model? Laser bubble jet. Nico Stratus, show us the printer. Vish. Pardon me.
We got to see this printer. Ooh.
Canon, can you see that? Can you see that? Do you see it? Can you see it, Laura?
Yeah, that looks like a solid machine.
That's a Canon printer I bought at a Zayre's grocery store, which is, I think in Toronto, you guys call it Loblaws. But in Guelph and Cambridge, where I was from, we have Zayre's. Do you know what a Zayre's is?
I've heard of a Zayre's.
Anyway, I'll print you off directions to one of the Zayre's with my printer, and I'll fax it to you so that everyone can enjoy that. Okay, Laura, that was great. Thank you so much for being with us. And I'm just going to let everyone know, you mentioned laurabarrett.net, so that's great. We have one more segment to come with some wonderful people, including Zinnia, Amanda Pai, and Oriah Wiersma. And then we have a special project that you're going to see called Molecular Meditation. That's all coming up still on the 4th episode of Long Winter TV, our series finale. Laura Barrett, you are an officer and a gentle person. Thank you so much for being on the show, and I hope we speak again soon.
Thank you so much for having me. It's such an honor and a thrill. Thank you.
came in as a new blue middle of October, blue green and salmon curd like a baby's head wrapped around your finger. It arrived in the night sky, strong and rare like a comet, blue love, and sudden you had to be looking if you wanted to see. Trying to believe again, it really can last. Can it be easy? Can it be easy? Can it be slow? Be easy. Can it be easy? Can it be easy? Can it be slow? Let it be easy. Let it be easy. Let it grow slow. Go easy. Can you go easy? Can you go easy? Let me still grow. Let it be easy. Let it be easy. Let it still grow. Can it be easy? Can it be easy? And can it grow slow?
Welcome to the Molecular Meditation Experience. Today, we're going to have the privilege to visit the immensity of Spiral Island. I want to invite you to dive into the infinite possibilities of life. First of all, take a deep breath and slowly massage your third eye. observen y lo obvio se manifestará. Aquí podemos observar a una mujer con 33 labios y 3 lenguas. Let the ultraviolet frequency wash your soul. Danza, danza, danza en espiral. Space is the place. Space is the place. These visuals are the closest translation of a feminine web, full of exquisite, endless nectar. Aquí podemos observar a Adán y Eva expulsados del Edén. Caminan con una manzana incrustada entre sus dientes. In this sound bath, we are fertilizing the vastness of the liquid garden. Space is the place. Space is the place. Let the hummingbird drink water from your novel, the center of all the cosmic centers. Soy mujer, vientre de caracol. Somos dos lenguas enrolladas. Aquí podemos observar a una mujer que tiene visiones sobre números y loterías. Aquí podemos observar a una mujer que le nacen flores de sus labios. We don't live in a universe, we live in a multi-universe.
Welcome back to Long Winter TV. My name is Vish, and we're at the hair salon segment, I suppose. I don't know what to call it, but this is my daughter, and she's, by request in the YouTube, I'm getting my hair braided. Do you know what you're doing?
Kind of.
That's good enough. Anyway, we have some special guests joining me here, joining us, I should say. And without further ado, I'm going to, we just saw a piece of theirs, and they're going to explain it to us. Orly, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
It's nice to meet you. How are things going?
Very good. I'm actually inside a shower.
Wow.
That's reality because there's a party in the house.
I
so
see.
It's a lot of noise.
Not a body, a party.
Okay.
A party in the house, not a body in the house.
Okay.
But there are bodies in the house.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's interesting. So yeah, if you want to get your hair clean, you can come over here and then the braiding can begin. I think that's how a salon normally works, right? I don't know. Anyway, it's nice to see you. And Brandon, are you there?
Hey.
Nice to see you. How are
Same.
things?
Things are good. Things are good. Thank you.
You already have a braid in your hair?
No, it's just up. But
Okay.
I like braids.
Are you done?
Leo's mom's been giving me braids. I don't know if you've seen that, Orly.
Yes. Let's see.
So that's it's great. So you two work together on this project. Is that correct, Brandon?
Exactly. Yeah.
Nice. Orly, what is the nature of your collaboration? What did you do for this piece that we saw? And what did Brandon do? Oh, and by the way, the piece was molecular meditation. Do I have that right?
Yes.
Yeah. So can you characterize your roles in creating this?
Yeah. So basically, Brandon did all the sound design of the sound journey. And it was actually much longer. It was even like twice as long as it came out at the end. And Ricky he helped me to do all the editing, all the technical part, and also with filming a lot of the footage on green screen. And sorry, and most of the art was done in my studio in Mexico City. And yeah, it was a very like artisanal, crafty process, and very beautiful and stimulating for all of us, because we've been dialoguing about manifesting this for so long, no? Like maybe like 7 months ago or something like that. And now we see it manifested, and it's very nice. It's beautiful.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Brandon, how did you connect with Orly as in terms of your friendship and in terms of your collaboration? And before I go on, I should say my daughter has left, and this is nothing. I don't think this is anything. I don't mean to be mean, but is that a braid? I can't. Does that look like anything?
It's definitely
yeah, no, it does kind of
organization.
Yeah, she's never done that before, so we have to give her cut her some slack. But and then she just split. She just left. She was done. I don't know what they're watching downstairs. Anyway, sorry, Brandon. Let's get back to us.
Yeah, no, we met through my partner with Lido. They were working with this band in Colombia, Con Bomba Estéreo, and Orly was doing I think you met before that, though, maybe even.
That was more like the deep connection.
Okay,
like
okay.
we knew of each other before existence, but we actually connected that time.
Through that time. So that's when I first met Orly carrying my baby when she was like 6 months old in this paradise in Colombia.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
No, that sounds lovely. At some point, your baby might grow up and braid your hair. That's what happens.
That seems like what's goals for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. We actually have some questions coming in actually already. One from Bui Maru. Who made those costumes? What were the snakes and chameleons' names? So Orly, can you speak to that?
Sure. So in my studio in Mexico City, we are a team of it's me as the creative director, and then I have 4 more amazing artists that they are painters and they do sculptures. They are just a lot of creative people. And then I have a beautiful lady that she's the one that is helping us to tailor all the costumes. So basically everything is done in my studio in Mexico City, in a collective creative space.
Nice.
And for the chameleon and the snake, they do not have names. They belong to a good friend that he actually communicates with different animals. He have a beautiful trip, and sometimes I ask him to help me because I am totally obsessed with animals and snakes especially. So they came to the set and they were the superstars set.
If you had the power to name them, Orly, based on their personalities, based on their demands that day, what would you name those 2 creatures?
So the snake, I will call her Indigo, and the chameleon, I will leave it to Brandon.
Brandon, what would you name the chameleon? Keep in mind, its personality is probably always going to change.
Maybe like Blue. Let's name it Blue. So they're kind of paired together.
Kind of a Jay-Z, Beyonce thing happening there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Orly, does someone need to use the bathroom? I noticed you moved around. Does someone need a shower?
The noise is getting inside.
Okay.
I hope it's not overwhelming.
No, it's fine. It's just fine. Just making sure there's nothing strange going on there. There is one more question from the audience, Orly. Visuals and the sound were so well conceived. What was the first point of inspiration for the visuals?
I think it was parallel inspiration for both of us. Like we just knew exactly the vibe and this, like, I think both of us in our own discipline are interested in exploring this infinity and this amount of layers that can create so many different things. So we had a lot of so many conversations about life, about art, about sound, about music, about feelings. Yeah, Brandon, I'm sorry my English is so bad.
It's not. No, it's not. It's great. Don't
great.
don't apologize. It's
I
not
wish I
necessary.
could speak in Spanish, but yeah.
If it's any consolation, being in the shower is giving it a nice feeling, like an ambient,
Yeah,
like
it is.
bouncing off the tiles in a magical way. Please, you're doing well. I
Okay.
will go to Brandon though. The meditation thing intrigues me, Brandon. I've long been intrigued by meditation as something I might want to pursue, but I'm not. I'm too. What's the word? Uptight. I can't figure out how to do it. But meditation is clearly a theme here. What is your Brandon? What is your relationship with meditation, and how was there anything about this project that was meant to inspire people to explore meditation?
I don't think so. I think it is in of itself a meditation, the piece. I think that's the intentions behind it. And I think too with Orly, I think we're definitely both trying to do that within our artwork in different, however ways, whatever medium we use. So I feel like we're aiming for a type of meditation. I think this piece particularly was, let's go deep into a meditational zone for the and then also for the participant too, or the viewer, because it was supposed to be originally in real life too. So we wanted to have an immersive meditative quality while people were experiencing the work in real life. So
okay, I see.
Yeah, and it will be like that actually. Like we're gonna manifest also that format, because from the beginning that we started to talk about this project, it was always thought for a different format. No, like of course something that can travel into the infinite of the internet, so everybody can have access to it. You know,
Yeah.
and really have the experience. But at the same time, the ideal, let's say, format, it would be to have more like a mapping immersive experience where you can actually like lay down and have in every different space of the gallery or whatever it's going to be. Yeah, just
and
like
have speakers around as well too.
Right. So it's quite immersive in that regard.
Yeah, it's supposed to be, yeah.
I neglected to credit Kate with that question about the first point of inspiration for the visuals. Thank you, Kate, on YouTube. Before we go, a couple of quick questions. Orly, do you imagine that you and Brandon might be collaborating together again? And beyond that, a question for the both of you. We'll start with Orly, just sort of what's next for each of you. But let's begin with the collaboration question. Orly, is there a plan afoot for you and Brandon to do more work together?
I hope for life we will keep working together, and I'm sure it will happen like that. And actually, Brandon is about to take out his first music project, right? And we already worked together on creating, like me and my people in the studio, we created all the visuals. Yeah, for his next album. So that's already a collaboration. And then like I'm so linked to him and his wife and the kids. So it's like a family and artist relationship, you know. So I'm sure we will always keep working together.
Lovely. Brandon, do you have anything more to add about other projects or that one even?
Yeah, I mean, just keep working with Orly on different explorations. Yeah, like I have an album for my solo project called Masaya coming up, and we'll see some artwork with Orly on that too. So super excited, I feel blessed to have made the connection with Orly. You know, she's amazing. I respect her work a lot, and we share, I think, a lot of similarities. So yeah, really cool.
That's great. All right. Well, Brandon, if people want to learn more about you and your upcoming work, where would you like to send them online? I'm
really active on Instagram. I have my Instagram name is Masaya, and then Masaya, MASALLA I'm really active on there. It's pretty much where I kind of put
doing
stuff.
Great stuff. I like all the drumming videos you've done. They're meditative in their own right, and
thanks.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, I appreciate that. Orly, same question. If people want to keep up with you and your work, where would you like to send them on the internet?
I think the more active one will be Instagram. which is my name and my last name, Orlianan.
Okay. Very
Yeah.
nice. It's been lovely to speak with both of you. There is one more question. Orly, I'm not sure if you're up for this. Bui Maru is asking if you will take us into the party.
100%. He just have to transfer himself to whatever a different character. He can't become like a human. We do not accept regular humans.
Okay, so you're saying you're not going to walk into the party with your phone, or I assume you're either got your phone or your giant computer.
Not even with his head. He have to come in with a different dimension.
That is the most elaborate no I've ever heard, but I appreciate it very much. Brandon, Orly, thank you for participating in Long Winter, and best of luck with everything going forward.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
My
Thank you.
pleasure. Now, if all goes well, I believe we'll be we're wrapping up here on Long Winter, and I believe we're going to have Lish. Lish, Lish, are you there? Yeah, there's Lish.
Hey.
I don't know, Brandon. Oh yeah, Brandon. We'll see you later.
Bye.
We've said goodbye to Orly there. Lish, how's it going?
Pretty good. I'm just noticing you can see my ring light. I'm cheating with my lighting, and it's giving me some eyes. Hi,
Oh, no.
how you doing?
Hi. How do you think everything went?
I think it went pretty good. What do you
Good.
think?
I thought it went okay. I have a slight headache. My hair was being pulled at one point, and it was like I was in grade school again.
Looks great though.
Yeah, thanks. So the news is I've described this as the series finale. Is that the case? We're done for the year?
This is it, the last Long Winter TV of the year, but we're working on a really exciting series of collaborations for the summer.
Oh,
And
gonna-
people
oh.
want to know more about that. They can go to our website, torontolongwinter.com, and sign up for our newsletter.
Sign up for our newsletter. Okay, we're gonna have a newsletter. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Who's writing? Wait, am I writing the newsletter? Who's writing the newsletter?
Tom's writing the newsletter.
Tom, our friend Tom.
Our friend
Your
Tom.
friend and mine, Tom. People here might not know Tom,
Good
but
old
he's your
Tom.
friend and mine. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, is there anyone else we should thank? I mean, I was just going to send our best wishes to our dear friend Patrick McKenna, who normally will tech these events for us, but unfortunately was brought away from a family emergency. And I also, within the same breath of wishing Patrick and his family well, wanted to thank our substitute, Emma, for joining us at the last minute, right?
Yeah, like last night.
Last night? This all just happened last night. Wow. Emma, I think we heard from Emma for a moment. Emma, you there? Don't go
Totally
live.
fair.
That's fine. Okay, Emma can't go live. That's fine. All this to say, I just wanted to thank the people who helped make this possible, all the artists who participated tonight and all year round. Do we have volunteers in this scenario, or did we just do everything ourselves?
We just kind of do it ourselves.
We'd like to thank our volunteers anyway for their spirit, their can-do attitude when they help us when we do real-life versions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Anyone else we should thank?
Thank you, Vish.
Oh, thank you. You're welcome. I want to thank all the people who have been chatting in our YouTube feed. Is there anything interesting going on here?
You
Thanks
tell
for
me.
the awesome stuff people are saying to Uma Nota Culture. And thank you. Yeah, thank you, Emma, Lish, Vish, and all the artists. That's from them. I don't see anything else. Well, there's lots of stuff going on here. I think, is Lido in the chat? People are adding Lido. Yeah, there's Lido. Hi, Lido. I don't know. This was fun. I enjoyed it. Thanks
It was
for having
good.
me.
It was good, right?
It was fun. I would do this. It was nice. I'm in Edmonton. I can still participate.
Can I just call you next month? We'll just have a chat.
Well, I don't know if my phone works, but we can figure something out. On that note, we should go. In the evening, and thank you all for tuning in. And on behalf of Long Winter, we love you. Hopefully, we'll see you soon. Did I capture that okay, Lish? You're the boss.
You nailed it.
Good night, everyone. I gotta go.